What is going on, YouTube? Pass the Prop is back. Today we're doing some NBA. We're coming at you guys opening night. In my opinion, opening night. I don't count last night as opening night. There's only 2 games. We got a full slate today. Joined as always by my guy, Stu. What's good, man? First day NBA.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like yesterday was an appetizer, but this is the main course. We got all of our teams playing. We got to see some marquee matchups last night. One of them was a bit of a bummer. The other one turned out a little bit better. I think we got a lot of good games lined up today. Just fired up, man. It's good to have another year in the books right here. We've obviously been doing this for a long time. Got a lot of great NBA bettors in the chat that always join us here as well. So just excited to talk props, be back in the action, and hopefully get some winners started early.
I know it's always tough. You're right. We always talk about week 1 for NFL. Same thing for night 1 of NBA because we're going to learn a lot tonight. But it should be a good game. Should be good games around the board. One thing is we're not seeing like those huge spreads like we see in football sometimes, like those 14 pointers. Right? I think 9 is the biggest spread. That's with the Heat in Detroit, so that'll be the only one with that big of a spread out there on the books tonight. But what we'll do first, want to always recap our last show. Obviously, NFL was our last show, and we'll have an NFL show on Friday again. But we did get our sweep. We did come back with a sweep here for NFL to finish the showdown slate.
Yep, Brandon Ayuk. We talked about line shopping, the importance of getting the best number. Got a 25-yard catch, right? It's one of those things. It's important to always have that best line. Ayuk got the job done for us in the first half.
Yeah, a nice swept-free one there on Hogginson again. Double-digit catches, 11 catches. Didn't even ladder him. I'm sorry, guys. Usually on a long shot, I just add on to those guys. And that was the day we didn't long shot. Was the day that he goes for 11. But love to see it. All those dump downs, obviously, opened up the field deep for Addison to make some plays there. But yeah, San Francisco looked vulnerable, man. And Purdy not have the best showing.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't think a lot of people had the Vikings winning that one on their bingo card, especially after the start to the season they've had so far. So, or did you have that? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I took the dog in the thing. I said +7. That's why I rolled with on there, but was not very confident in it. It wasn't like it was a huge play for me or anything. But Kirko Chains, baby, Kirko Chains. That's all we're talking about. But truly, how big of a play was that Addison catch, bro? Like, that should have been a pick.
Yeah, he balled out, man. As an Addison fantasy owner that still lost, thanks to Bijan Robinson, I was obviously happy to see that going forward. I mean, this is a guy that you can start with a lot more trust now for the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully. I know Justin Jefferson, they said that he is going to become, once he's back right after the 4 weeks, which is great because I am just eating L's right now in that fantasy league because I can't get my flex right now because Jefferson's out, moves Nico into a starting spot. Not a fun place to be as a Jefferson owner, but I will be happy when he gets back. So today we'll be just talking NBA. Obviously, we got a full slate to talk about here, so it's not like we don't have enough like our usual Wednesday where we're just doing one spot, right, one game. So I guess we'll try to keep it pretty similar to our Wednesday show or our Friday show, but just for NBA here. Obviously, a lot of great games on the slate, some pretty decent totals, 235s. I think we have four of them at 235 plus. Is there a game specifically that you like the most there on the slate, or are you looking at just one spot for props? Is there like a game that sticks out to you?
Yeah, there's a very obvious one for me. It's going to be that Mavs-Spurs game. I'm super excited. Wembanyama obviously making his debut. We get a little bit of a new look Mavericks team coming into the season as well. I'm just super pumped. I think it's going to be a good game. We're going to see a lot of different things. I think that's going to be one you learn a lot about props in very fast. So I'm super pumped to watch that one. Top of my list tonight.
All right. I'm going to a team that made us a lot of money last year. And that's going to be the Sacramento Kings. Kings Jazz 234.5 total. Really, really like that game. 1.5 point spread. But it's the NBA. It's week 1. Keep these games close, right? Keep these close. I don't want blowouts, right? If it's a 1.5 point spread, keep it within 10. Let's see all those guys get that full run of minutes there on on this slate because that was what killed us last year was those blowouts. And but yeah, guess what? It's day one. None of these guys are going to be coming off back-to-backs. None of that stuff. I really want to watch this Jazz team again. Shout out to my boy Lauri Markkanen. But on the other side, they got my boy Sabonis. So it's like, who do I cheer for here? I don't know. I want to back both of them. It's a tough spot for me, but that's a game I do want to watch.
Yeah, no, we're both notoriously fans of those late night West Coast hammers, right? That was the thing last year that you were cashing on. And those are always the most fun games. Like, obviously, we like a nice defensive brawl, but every once in a while, you just want to see these guys run back and forth and cash some props. So, completely agree. That's going to be another great one tonight.
For sure, for sure. Let's and I guess let me pull up the thing here. Let's who's the dog tonight? Who's that dog? I don't care. We'll go spread. I'll let you go spread here today. Who's that dog you're picking tonight? Outright, spread, whatever you're doing. Where are you looking at? There's quite a few here that look pretty appetizing.
Yeah, I'll take my bias aside, and I won't say the Wizards for you guys. I think they put up a pretty good fight, but the number was 7 the other day. It's 5 now, so probably not going to be that right now. For me, I like the Knicks as 4-point underdogs. The Knicks play everybody close. As we know, Thibodeau is a great regular season coach. This guy has these boys ready to go. They're playing 40 minutes a game. You know the drill. We've seen it these last couple seasons. Obviously, an improving squad. Ended the year pretty strong with that postseason run last year. Got a little bit of a new look Celtics team on the other side. For me, I just like the Knicks to play them close, even if they don't win outright. 4 points. I still think they can cover that with a loss right there. A close brawl, a little bit low scoring. I gotta trust the dogs up in New York.
All right. I'm taking Thunder outright tonight against the Bulls. I can't back these guys. I can't back these Bulls. I haven't really been able to the last 2 years. Maybe that's just my bias of being a Bucks guy. But I want to watch Shea again. They got Jalen Williams with just another year under his belt. You got so many young guys, right? I just think that the market still has to catch up with these guys getting this experience, right? A lot of these teams, we know who they are. They have their set spots, everything like that. But you got Gideon here getting better. Obviously, Shea is just a monster. I don't know who's going to guard him. If they put Levine on him, might take him to drop 50 tonight. Mr. Levine there. But obviously, I want to watch Jalen Williams as well. He's obviously a stud. I really liked watching him last year coming out of those West Coast Conference games that I got to watch him in college. It was really cool to watch him get better and better, even like obviously when Giddey and Shea had their games off when they were hurt.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on the other side of this one from you. I think, to me, it's just a pure fade on the number. I think the Thunder +2 is the most obvious spread pick of the week. I think it just jumped off the page too much. Everyone hates the Bulls. Nobody loves backing those guys. They have such a bad reputation in the market. And you kind of said there hasn't been enough time to catch up with the Thunder. Well, the Thunder were the second most profitable team against the spread last year. So Vegas was losing to the Thunder all year long. I think they're kind of ready for that. I think they've adjusted. And the fact that they're still setting this line as an underdog is a little puzzling to me. And for that reason, I kind of just wanted to fade the number purely, and I took the Bulls.
All right. Yeah, no, I think there's just pure talent-wise, I don't have any faith in this Bulls team at all. I understand that's a trappy number. But, hey, again, a lot of these numbers are going to look trappy in week 1, right? Because we don't really know where we are yet. We're going off last year's stuff. But that's why these ladders, that's why these dogs, they're pretty profitable week 1 because the books don't know where to put the number yet. So maybe they think the Bulls are a little bit better. Maybe they think the Thunder's a little bit worse here. But definitely want to be on the side of a team that I've made money on before. And I just can't trust this Bulls team as far as I can throw them, dude.
I can't hate on that at all. I mean, if you're just talking about handicapping the game number aside, I agree. I think Thunder are a better team as well. But yeah, I did the Sportstopia show yesterday, and we kind of talked this through. I'll retweet the clip later, but I told him it was my new betting system of the year because you gotta have a system, and it's just fade the team that the sports book clearly wants you to play. And to me, that was the Thunder today. So maybe I'm wrong. I hope so. I know a lot of people I like are going to be on the Thunder tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Well, this is my opinion, right? They won a lot of money on the Warriors last night, right? A lot of money on the Warriors. They made some good money, right? Books made some good money on that. They nuked everybody in NFL, right, with all those favorites going down. Most bet spots are 0-8. I think they're giving us a gift. I think the books are like, hey, I want you to bet some NBA. This is an obvious one. Hit it. But it's only going to be plus 110, so you can't hit us that hard, right? So that's my thought on it. They won. They're up billions off of last week's NFL, man. Everybody was just getting nuked there, but hey, I see what you're saying. And I find those in NFL. We find those a lot, like the Lions we talked about last week as a spot we didn't want to go to. So definitely want to go into these spots for us tonight. Is there, I guess, in week one, right? Week one, we could talk about a team you want to watch or a team under the radar that you want to talk about here before we get into our props. Obviously, we didn't do an NBA show because we've been doing 3 days a week NFL. But is there a team that you're specifically wanting to watch? Doesn't even have to be tonight, or a player that you're specifically wanting to watch.
Yeah, I think I'm really interested in the Trailblazers this year. This whole new roster thing is very interesting. I mean, I like Aiden is in a new position. Obviously, that'll be fun. But I mean, Sharp is a guy we get to see kind of in a bigger role for the first time. Scoot, a great prospect. We're going to see him develop in a good role. Simons is a guy we know is a walking bucket already. It'll be good to see what he can do. Like, to me, there's just a lot of youth on that team, a lot of talent, and I think they'll be kind of surprising. I'm not saying they're a playoff team or anything like that, but in terms of kickstarting a rebuild, I think they did a really good job. And also, the last guy I didn't mention in the starting lineup, Matisse Thybulle. That guy's an absolute defensive menace. I like watching him on the court. He is a fun basketball player. He can't shoot. He can't do anything on the offensive side of the ball. That's obviously a downfall why he did not last in the Sixers, but that'll just be fun to watch. He's an absolute one-man wrecking crew. So I'm going to be watching a lot of Trailblazers this year.
I think I kind of on the same page, but I think I'm going to go Rockets here. I think I want to watch this team quite a bit because you actually have a leader now, right? You got Fred VanVleet. Right, this dude's war tested, right? Playoff tested. He's been very good for 3-4 years. I'd say a top 10 point guard, right? He's shown it, right? He's got the ability, obviously, to make his guys better with the assists. I think his assist numbers are going to fly through the roof this year. He doesn't have to worry about, Siakam just having the ball almost every single time he comes on the floor, right? I mean, obviously, you have a playmaker at the center position again. A little bit like Siakam, but you got Sengun there, obviously, who's a tank. I love him. Bet him way too much last year. And then obviously Jalen Green, who's a stud as well. Just those three. I think those three are just – they're going to be tough to beat, man, especially when you have like a playmaking center, right? There's just not that many that kind of run like that Jokic type of vibe, There's not many guys who can do that. So I want to bet them. The only reason I don't is because I got Dylan Brooks on their team. That's the only reason I don't know if I want to. But I think Jabari Smith's going to take a huge step forward this year as well. I love that guy out of Auburn there. Obviously deserved to be a top 5 pick. And I think this team's going to be fun to watch. A lot of young guys getting better every single week.
Yeah, Cam Whitmore, another guy too, another rookie that was kind of fun in the preseason with the steals. He was all over the place. You guys know, or if you don't know yet, you will. I love steals. I love blocks. I love the defensive props. So seeing, those young guys kind of ball out in that way. Definitely agree. New coaching staff is going to be big. I mean, that's a team. It seems so poorly managed these last couple of years. It's, letting, the animals run the zoo kind of situation. So hopefully they got everything sorted out. But they also need to prove it to me first, because I don't know if I can watch. Like, watching the Rockets these last couple of years has just been brutal. Like, they've been, in my opinion, arguably the most unwatchable team in the league. And I at least watch the Wizards. I know what it's like to feel pain. And those guys were brutal last year. So I'm hoping this new coaching kind of gets them up to shape.
Perfect. Let's take a look at the chat. We got 30 of you guys in here already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We got Steve first in the chat. Vital. Hope you guys are doing well. He called the Vikings money line. A lot of props. Yeah, the Vikings props were very profitable if you were hitting overs there. He's talking about my Buddy Hield guy because I'm a degenerate for Buddy Hield props. Jesus, yeah. I'm thinking that when I talked about the Kings, I'm assuming he wants the Jazz to win there. We got Colin in here. Kings win. No debate. Hey, we'll see. We'll see how they do. We don't bet spreads here. We just do dog picks as a segment, right? We don't usually bet spread picks. We're mostly, as the show is called Pass the Prop, we're going to be having, obviously, all prop bets for you guys as official plays here. So, Thunder Trap, blah, 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 Squad Ride Thunder. Okay, so we're split up in the chat as well. So, Chet, Rookie of the Year, seen a lot of that. I mean, I feel like just that Wemby hype is just beyond anything that could be beaten. You literally have to be 5 points better, 5 rebounds better, and have more blocks than him to beat him, right? I mean, with the amount of hype on this man.
And you're playing next to one of the highest usage players in the NBA. You're playing with another young up-and-comer in Williams, another young up-and-comer in Giddy. To me, I just don't think there's enough to go around for Chet to win that, especially he's only 400. You're not even getting some amazing price considering all the hype on Wemby and Scoot being there as well. So I don't know. I expected the number to be better. And when I checked and the best I could find was only like plus 400, then I was definitely kind of out on that play.
Good. I guess we'll get this. We'll get this thoughts here, Tim. Who could slow down Turner tonight for the Wizards? Vital also talking about Kuzma PA here. Any thoughts on those? Obviously, you are a Wizard expert on the show here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the cat is already out the bag a little bit, but spoiler alert, the Wizards are going to be awful versus the center position all year because not only is Gafford, he's kind of like, I think he's getting overhated a little bit right now. He's an okay center, but the depth behind him is really the problem. It drops off a cliff. We're going to Gallinari as our backup center. I mean, the guy's a marshmallow in the paint, right? Who is he stopping? Absolutely no one. My problem with Turner, and people are getting super hyped for Turner, I would prefer a more physical center that can dominate in the paint. Those are the guys that I would really target against Washington because Gafford is too physically small. He's got good hops, but he fouls a lot in the paint. So you're going to rack up those fouls. So for me, I like a more physical center. We know Turner's more of an outside shooter. He gets a lot of his points from the 3-point line when he has those spike games. So for me, I think he has a good game, but I think the hype might have gotten a little out of control so far because I see a lot of people on him, but I don't necessarily think he kind of dominates the Wizards in the way that they're most susceptible this season. So I think it's a good look. He should go over, but I'm not necessarily like jumping out of my seat to go bet it. I just think they're going to get demolished in the paint. We don't know who's going to do it yet.
And I will say this as a avid DFS player, betting on Daniel Gafford is not fun. Don't do it. If you play him, he will have 4 fouls in the first half, and you're gonna be like, "Shit, I'm done." It's like that. It's crazy. I don't know if like you guys gotta teach this dude not to foul, bro. He would be so good. He's so good points per minute. It's just he only plays 23 minutes because he's always in foul trouble. So, yeah, dude, way too many of those games where I've had Daniel Gafford because he's so good points. Every time he's out there, he's doing something. He's grabbing those rebounds. He's running down blocks, doing all this. But then obviously the fouls come with it. So let's get it rolling here, Stu. It's time. It's time for our first plays of the year. Again, guys, 35 of you guys in here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's save the late night hammers for the end. Let's go with our early ones here.
Sounds good. I'm going with the plus money spot right now. We're going Devin Vassell over.
What's the odds? I don't have the odds for you. What are they?
It's plus 150. I got a plus 155, but we're still plus 150 widely available right now. So starting off the year, half unit plus money spot right here. Because I'm not really in a rush to be getting a lot of money down in these first couple games. I think we're going to learn a lot, but I do like the spot. I think there's good value. We kind of talk about this a little bit before the show briefly. For me, 3 points made is not really my favorite market to bet early in the year just because a lot of these guys are rhythm shooters. You want to see them kind of actively on fire before you trust them. But I did like Vassell's preseason usage, and he was knocking down threes. He averaged 3.5 threes per game in the preseason so far. So I like that we do have a little bit of momentum rolling. One of my favorite spots about this, he averaged 2.7 per game last season on 7 attempts per game. So I love the 7 attempts per game. That is already the kind of volume we're looking for. And now you add in Wembanyama right here, who I think is actually going to be really good for this prop because he's the kind of guy that he attracts a lot of attention. His gravity on the court is massive, and that's a concept that you can go from sport to sport. You look at a guy like Tyreek Hill, a guy like Stephon Diggs, the way they affect a defense in the NFL, they have so much gravity, right? They need the safety help. The attention is focused on these guys. I think Wembanyama is going to be very similar in that facet for the NBA this year, where this is a 7'6" guy. You can't play him in single coverage. And it's not like he's like a ball hog or anything. He's a willing passer. And the Spurs team is filled with willing passers. I see so many guys on everyone, right? I mean, I see the bets on Collins. Obviously, it's very spread around. So for me, I think Vassell is going to continue to be in that 7 attempts per game range. And now that we're going to have even more open looks, now that we're going to benefit from that gravity that some of these other guys will have on the court, I think Vassell is primed for a very good season. If you're in my Discord, I already talked about it. I bet him to be the most improved player already. There's a lot of shot-making opportunity up for grabs for the Spurs this season. I think he should be able to take advantage of it. I like the spot at plus money.
Yeah, and obviously Keldon, Wemby, right? They both obviously are playmakers, but this is their best shooter, bro. Like, this is by far their best shooter, in my opinion, on the Spurs team. I love betting on Devin Vassell because they never, ever raise his number on DK, bro. Yeah. They just keep him in that mid-sixes. I'm like, hey, I'll sit there. I'll keep clicking the same button. I'll be boring. I don't have to do any of the work. Let me just keep pushing this guy because the dude finds a way. You get extra points for threes as well. And volume is king, my friend. Volume is king in NBA, especially on three-pointers. And you want those guys that aren't going to shy away if they miss like their first three, right? We want those Jordan Clarksons, bro. We want those microwaves, bro. We want those Buddy Hield 0 for 7. I'm still shucking another 10. That's what we're looking for here. Obviously, Vassell's got that type of leeway after a good performance last year and a good season overall. Oh, I'm prepared. Should I just mute the chat for this bet? Should I just mute the chat for about not? 10 minutes?
Get it out the way.
You know where I'm going. I'm going Ben Simmons, baby. I might got to mute the chat on here, but I'm going with Ben Simmons points, rebounds, assists here. I did like what he looked like in the preseason. He was almost double-doubling in preseason, bro. Like that's impressive, especially for a guy that, always has that one video a summer where he's chucking threes, hitting threes, and he's like, oh, I'm good at threes now. But hey, 8 rebounds, 7 assists in their last game against Miami, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. These are only in low 20-minute performances, man. Right? And even if you want to look at, a high usage guy on this team like Dinwiddie, I know that's a cuss word on the show to use Dinwiddie's name in vain here. I know Stu probably is burning up having me talk about Spencer Dinwiddie on the show. I'm not betting him. Don't worry. Won't bet him. But even when he was out there, right, they were playing side by side in the preseason. He was getting 30 minutes of run, and he still had less assists than Ben Simmons. You can run him out the top, obviously, without Jared Allen in there as well. I think that's a huge, huge loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers, at least early on this season. I think we could see some of those alley-oops, big to big. I guess if you call Ben Simmons a big, we could, even though he's got guard eligibility on FanDuel DK. Probably a spot I want to go to as well, because guess what? No one wants to click this guy's name. And I really like it. You get his double-double at plus 450. That's a pretty nice price as well. But I can't get away from these rebounds and assist numbers. Obviously, you look at him last year, he had, I believe it was 10 potential rebounding opportunities. Again, double-digit potential assist opportunities. I think he's getting there on those. And obviously at the rim, I'll take that athleticism to finish a few of them. Just don't foul him. I don't want to see him shoot free throws. If it comes down to me watching Ben Simmons shoot free throws to make this bet, I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, my only argument to this was just like, why involve the points? I don't want to ever be relying on Ben Simmons points. The only thing I would say is I like the Bridges under. I like Mikal Bridges to go under. I think he's going to be guarding Donovan Mitchell. He's going to have to exert a lot of energy there. So I'd assume Simmons would like logically be one of the guys that picks up the slack there. But like, it's easy to say, but we haven't seen it, right? This guy was almost out of the league because he couldn't shoot over the last couple of years. So obviously the value comes in the rebounding and the assisting. We know he has a ton of upside in both of those categories. And it'll be interesting. I'm excited to watch the Nets this year. That could go a lot of different ways.
I am very curious to see the starting lineup for the Cavaliers, who they decide to start in that 5th spot. Please sign me up for some Karis LeVert to guard Ben Simmons. I'll take that. I will be very happy with that. Oh my gosh, dude. I would be ecstatic. This should be. I will be betting. I will be hammering that double, triple if I get a Karis LeVert matchup on Ben Simmons. Whoo! I'm ready for it. And this just feels like a triple-double Ben Simmons type because we're getting that. We're getting those. Getting that action from preseason. Obviously looking good. But hey, you're never gonna be healthier than day one, baby. This is Ben Simmons time, baby. Let's go. I'm ready.
We'll see. Only one way to find out. I'm rooting for it. That's all I can say. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can watch. This might be one where you turn the TV off.
I am not watching this game.
Yeah, that sounds much better. Just blindly bet it and check in a couple hours, see how it does.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather watch your team, the Wizards, Pacers. I'd much rather watch that Hawks Charlotte game. I want to watch those shit teams run around in circles, go 260 points. Then I got to watch this with 210 rock fights. We don't like those, but hey, grab those rebounds, Ben, and we'll forgive you. So really like that spot here. Let's take a look at the chat. We got a few. I don't know if there was questions in here. I saw a couple numbers pop up in here. Vital talking about rebounds and assists there. We'd like to see that. Let me see here. Under 2.5 assists. They are using him more as a three-corner guy. Is this, I would assume, Vassell?
Porzingis.
Oh, God.
Yeah. God. That seems like I haven't looked at that too much.
I haven't looked at his assists ever, I don't think.
That's a tail. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. There's there's only so much ball that can go around. You have Drew Holiday, you have Jason Tatum, you have Jaylen Brown. Like, is Porzingis going to be the guy that's making passes? Probably not. So I like this foul tail.
This is what I was saying. This was the reaction I was expecting. And hey, I'm bringing that on, baby. You guys know if you've been here for the 3 years, right? I love that island. I love sitting on that island by myself with coconuts out there, just chilling. Sitting there with my boy Kevin Knox, probably hanging out there. KPJ out there, Goat Gino out there. We hang out there. We like being on that island. Brick bringing up some Kuzma action, dude. Everybody likes these Wizards, man. Is there a spot, assists, threes, anything like that, or do you just want to stay away from this one because obviously you're pretty close with the team here and watching them closely? So.
No, I mean, I like Kuzma. I think it makes sense. The logic is there. When you look at this roster, it's Poole, it's Kuzma, and you're not going to get that much scoring elsewhere. I mean, it's guys off the bench, Denny, Kispert. These are going to be role players, but it's nothing like insane. So when there's that much volume up for grabs, then yeah, I like Kuzma. Just I don't know how I would play it. I think PRA would probably be my best angle. I'd assume he's going to grab a couple offensive rebounds in that one as well because I think it's going to be a rebounding shit show. So I would say PRA is how I would attack Kyle Kuzma today.
One more, I believe. Fultz points assists over 19.5. I can't bet on these guards when they're all healthy. It's just very hard to do. There's like 4 of them, dude. And all of them could hit it. All of them could have good games, and we just don't know. I mean, you have so many high usage guys that are all just thrown in at the same time, dude. Like Cole Anthony just signed that extension. You got Paulo Banchero as a high usage guy. Wendell Carter's still down there doing his thing. Like Jalen Suggs, like what are we doing here? It's so tough.
Yeah, and in the offseason, the kind of common rumor was like, okay, they're going to trade one of them. One of them is up for grabs. A lot of people were saying it was Cole Anthony. Then he gets a 3-year extension. So it's like, okay, it's not Anthony. Suggs is still on this rookie deal. So who's leaving, right? Who's up for grabs right now? It seems like they're just going to roll with the same crowded rotation they had last year. So I agree. I like Fultz a lot. I mean, I'm rooting for the guy's success. I think he's been, revitalized his career in a very impressive way, but there's just no path to upside right there for me. It's very annoying. I want to see one of these guards leave, and I want to see the other two just kind of take over and step up.
Yeah, and I mean, the minutes are always up, right? They're always up for grabs, right? Because I mean, all it takes is all 5 of those guys are capable scorers, right? So it's like it's not like he needs to shoot for them to be successful, right? And that's why whenever I bet Fultz, it was always rebounds, assists, but that was always when one of those two other guards were out, right? It's just so hard to bet on those guys. And I wish they would let me bet on shot attempts because I'd probably bet Jordan Poole at 40. Probably bet him at probably even round that up to 50 on some ladders, bro. Because my God, that's going to be fun for you just watching Jordan Poole shoot every other time down the court.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it'll be a change of pace, that's for sure. But I'm hoping, that can get us some wins as well. It'll be a journey, that's for sure. I don't have a lot of high expectations. I'm rooting for the young guys. Bilal, I hope he continues to ball out. Very good preseason, a very good showing. I'm excited. I think the Wizards, these young guys got to develop. So I'm looking out for it. I'll have some weird bets. You guys know. I'll have some Bilal steals and blocks, some weird shit like that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, hopefully my boy Johnny Davis from Badgers can come through for you guys or do something. Yeah. I know he didn't play much last year, obviously, with injuries and stuff like that. But towards the end of last year, he was doing his thing when he got to actually do it, when he actually got usage. But you bring in a 50% usage guy, it's not going to – I don't know how that's going to work. All righty. Plays number 3 and 4. You know we're going to late night hammers for both of these spots. Stu, take it away.
Yeah, I'm not going to bed anytime soon today, I guess. I've already, I'm really committed to this West Coast. And we're going with the rookie right here. We're going Scoot Henderson over 13.5 points. Luckily got to grab this one at 12, and then I doubled up at 13 again. It's kind of moved everywhere. That's the consensus. Best price right now is -106 on Bet Rivers. For me, this is one of those spots where I simply think it's just a little bit undervalued. He's one of those guys that it's his rookie season, so there's a lot still up in the air. But I think a lot of these rookies were kind of underpriced with their opening lines. When you look at it, Scoot hit this in 2 or 3 preseason games. He had 22, 17, and 8 points, all in condensed minutes, obviously. And in the one game he didn't get it, the volume was still really good. What I like, too, is Sharp is going to be coming off the bench while Thibault is going to be in the starting lineup. So you take a potentially high-usage offensive player and you replace him with a guy that's going to demand little to no usage in the offensive line. And it's pretty much only out there for defensive reasons, right? So I like that. I like that there's a little bit less opportunity. And as we know, Aiden is still going to be kind of developing his offensive flow with this new team. I wouldn't expect him to be at that kind of full usage spot quite yet. For me, the matchup is pretty solid as well. Obviously, the Clippers are a good defense, but he shouldn't run into the toughest parts. Obviously, he shouldn't run into Paul George or Kawhi. I expect Grant and some of these other guys, not Sharp. I guess Sharp may be off the bench, but Simons to draw those tougher matchups. While Scoot will luckily get a lot more Russell Westbrook, a little Bones Highland off the bench, a little Terrence Mann, a lot more palatable matchup right here. So I like Scoot. I ran the ladder. I see Vital asking me in the chat about 15. We didn't just stop at 15, baby. Up to 20, you get that at plus 430. Definitely like the ladder. I did that with a lot of these. Like I said in the beginning, I played half unit for the base, and then I just played these ladders up very early in the season, high variance. I played a threes prop, and I played a rookies prop, right? At that point, I want as much plus money as I can get because it can blow up in your face. It's the first game of the year.
What I also really like about this is it's a fat spread, right? I think they'd let him run out there and blow out. I think they would let him early on in his career get those second unit spots, right? You're getting against those guys who there's a reason they're not out there, right? And Scoot's obviously a high level talent. So I think that could be something as well that you look at these teams that are kind of, I want to say like quote unquote rebuilding, but they're trying to grow, right? As this young roster. So if they get smoked, I think Scoot might actually get some run like Kawhi, Paul George, they're getting smoked. See ya. Those guys sitting on the bench at 22 minutes, right? We were cashing Sharp, Kevin Knox, all these dudes when they were down 30. They just kept playing their starters down 30 because they want them to get better, right? That's how you get, more experience in the NBA. And I think that even if they do get blown out today, which is a very big possibility, that Scoot could still get 30 minutes on those and maybe even 5 to 8 minutes of blowout run, which is those are golden minutes, man. Those are the minutes where you're probably not having to worry about Simons out there, and it's just, hey, it's Scoot time, baby. Let's see you go off.
I agree. That's where, I mean, it's not necessarily what I'm hoping for, but it's good to have that backup plan, obviously. In reality, you hope it goes according to plan, all the starters play. But yeah, like you said, it happens all the time. It's how these young guys build up their experience, their confidence. And yeah, it's always good to have as many outs as you can.
Beautiful. And one game I'm hoping is not a blowout, and that is this one that I'm really hoping for. This is my favorite game of the night, but I'm going to be rolling with my boy Sabonis, going back to the well. It's like last year, it just rolled into this year, right? And we're going right back to Sabonis in this spot, facing off against the Jazz. What I really liked, obviously, preseason looked fantastic. 16 rebounds against the Lakers, 11 against the Warriors, and then 10 against the Warriors. But what was really nice to see was, did you see how many minutes this man played in that last preseason game? They gave him 34 minutes in a preseason game. That means I'm expecting him to be running right back out with his normal allotment of minutes, like the regular season is midway through. If we get 35, 38 minutes here in a spot where you're guarding Walker Kessler, and again, what we like to look at is average distance from the rim on your rebounds, right? These two are competing at 4.1 for Sabonis, 4.0 for Kessler. If we're going to have Sabonis sitting down there just grabbing those boards, I love that. Obviously, Sabonis is going to get so much run. Obviously, like this dude is out there, making plays on the passing end, obviously grabbing boards like nobody else. He was number one last year in rebounding chances by 1.5 rebounds. Over 1.5 rebounds more than Anthony Davis in the 2 spot. So this guy's got opportunity. He's got a great matchup for it, and we want those centers against guys that are going to be in the paint, right? We're not worried about Walker Kessler unless he developed a nice little jump shot from 30 feet. I don't think he did. He's going to be standing 4 feet from the rim. Sign me up for some Sabonis grabbing these rebounds. Obviously, was fantastic last year. 12.3 was his rebounds last year as an average, number 1 in the NBA. Expect that same type of production again this year. And in day one, this is probably one of my favorite matchups you can get against a guy who's just going to strictly stand there and be a menace, trying to block shots and obviously going for dunks. So sign me up for some Sabonis. Obviously, a guy that we love to bet on the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, like last year, we talked a lot about rebound distance, about how important it is. And this is a great example right here. It's pretty simple. Sabonis against these guys that don't leave the paint. That's what we ran all of last year. It continued to work. I see Reese saying he was shooting some threes. Kessler's got a little touch. I will say, I don't hate the guy. I like Kessler, actually. I like him a lot. I think he has a lot of good development. But realistically, for his role in this offense and defense, he is going to be firmly planted in the paint. That is his role. And that's great for opposing rebounds because that's going to be where Sabonis is as well. So definitely like this spot right here. This was our GOAT last year. He always got the job done. I like that we're setting the tone early. It's a little bit of a nice dessert after you spring that Ben Simmons on us to start out.
Woo! Hey, Stu, what's going to happen when he triple doubles first game?
I'll be very happy for you. I don't know. There's no anger here. It's more just like Ben Simmons.
No, I mean, like,
first day of the year.
Give me some MVP tickets, baby. Sign me up for that Ben Simmons.
You can PayPal the money. I'll house that bet right there if you really want.
Oh shit, dude! But these are the ones that always are fun for me because, like, who would want to bet? And this, you have so many guys to bet with. Day one NBA, we have 9-10 games. Hey, we digging down there, baby. We're going down there betting on some Ben Simmons. We love that shit. Might as well throw them into a little parlay there as well with my boy there. Maybe a triple-double action. Maybe we get some of that. So, Stu, let's recap here, and then we'll get to some long shots. I think I'm about to go cook that up.
Sounds good. And just as you said that, I got a notification from someone in my Discord saying, I know it's kind of weird, but I'm feeling a Ben Simmons triple-double tonight. So you got some support from my Discord as well. Looks like you're not the only one out there. But as for the props, Scoot Henderson over 13.5 points, -106, played that for a half unit, ran that ladder up to 20 points. Then we went to Devin Vassell over 2.5 threes, +150, and ran that ladder up to 4 threes at +430 as well.
Awesome. I can't even find his triple-double on the thing there, unfortunately. I'm going with Domantas Sabonis over 12.5 rebounds. And I'm going with Ben Simmons. It is Ben Simmons Day. The one day I know he's healthy of the year. Over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists at -120, baby. Stu, you want to roll a long shot? I know there's a lot of them that are not out yet, or do you want to just kind of post them after, or you want to just roll with one that you have already?
Yeah, I got a long shot right here. I'm trying to find the best line right now on DraftKings. I'm doing a little bit of scrolling. I obviously talked about those ladders, but I want to bring up another one as well. See there, yeah, DraftKings doesn't have the best line for it. I like Oscar Thompson over the rookie over for the Pistons right there. I like his rebounds. And you can ladder his rebounds up to 8, 9. He had 8, 8, and 11 in the preseason so far. If you watch this guy at all in his overtime elite like highlights, he's running, he's moving, he is constantly all over the floor. Not a polished shooter or anything like that at this point in his career, but he's just out there to have that energy. We got to remember Bojan is not in the lineup to start the season. He's got some injury stuff. So I think they're going to let the rookies really run out there a lot. And I think he should have plenty of opportunities right there. So for the show, I'll say 8+ rebounds at plus 430 is what I was looking at earlier. I'm going to try to see if there's a better
Thompson,
one.
you said, right?
Yeah, Thompson.
So, do I combo these?
I don't know.
Do I degenerately combo these?
Hey, I mean, I can't talk you. I don't know. Unless it's Ben Simmons related, then no, I would not do it. But if it's not Ben Simmons.
It is Ben Simmons related.
I kind of figured it was.
But I'll just do his double-double because it's a little higher. Right? Basketball, I got to make sure I got a little bit higher on all my super long, crazy long shots. But, hey, him with Sabonis triple-double at plus 500 gives me 32-1. I've had worse bets than that. I've spent $10 on lower than that there. So I will be rolling with Ben Simmons to record a double-double tonight. Best thing, you get it in all three ways, right? You magically score 10 points, but rebounds and assists are on the table. Could be seeing that Draymond Green type of action here tonight on the slate there. Stu, you want to give me the first name again? I didn't hear your first name on those.
Yeah, Ausar. It's Ausar. He is the Pistons Thompson twin as opposed to the Rockets Thompson twin. And he also, I just did sprinkle his double-double at 15-1 too. Had to get a little bit down there as well. 15-1's a nice price.
Yeah, might as well get down dirty as day one, baby. We're trying to get some long shots up those units for the rest of the year there. Denny pulling up the name there. Appreciate you helping us out on show.
So, do you have any long shots for people that don't hate themselves? Like, do you have any non-bends? You got anything? Like, it's day one. People are trying to have fun out here. And you're just, like, you keep going with this stuff. You got anything, like, fun that someone might enjoy tailing?
Hey, isn't it fun making money? Ben Simmons likes making money for us.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not yet, but we'll see, I guess.
See, the one game I want to do a long shot in is that Dallas game, but like I need my Luka news, bro. I want to bet on some crazy long shots on those, but it's like you can't miss a 40% usage guy and not tell me till 10 minutes before the game. I don't mind that Clippers game. I'm debating on how I want to bet Anthony because I want to bet on his threes as well because I know that dude's going to probably chuck like 20 because when I watch those guys, all he does is chuck. So it's just like there's so many long shots that I want to bet, but FanDuel doesn't have all the stuff up yet, and they're just sprinkling them in, right? So luckily for us, Ben Simmons plays early, baby. Ben Simmons always playing early. He wants to get us to have something locked in before all these ones start sprinkling it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, for me, it's just like you got to sprinkle a lot of these, like, while it's day one, like, get the ladder in. People already know I've got some pool stuff in. You got to. Pool Party is debuting in DC tonight. I like what our guy earlier in the chat said about Porzingis in the corner more. I think I might play his 3 threes as well because 2 is minus 145. You can get 3 at like plus 200. I think that's a good parlay piece right there. I just figured I'd throw out some ideas. Wemby, 3 blocks. I got to run it tonight. You guys know I love the blocks over here. The dude is 7'6". He's averaging like 3 blocks per game in like 20 minutes in the preseason. So I'm pumped for that. It should be fun.
All right, I want to get one thought out for you. Let me know what your thought is on this before we head out. What's your thought tonight on Terry Rozier?
Oh, I hate that team.
I hate it too, but dude, I mean, when I look and I see a 236 total, that's something that's something that you can't scoff at, you know?
Yeah, and that's a name you're not hearing anything about
I
either.
like him because everybody's talking LaMelo, bro. They're not
Yeah,
talking anything on this man.
no, I like that because I know it's kind of simple, right? I know but it's the first game of the year, and it's a numbers game at the end of the day, right? You're trying to kind of bet on who's being talked about, who's not being talked about. That's not a bad idea. There's a bunch of offensive potential in that game. Neither team is, like a hyped up team that we're looking forward to. Both have a lot of questions to answer. For me, I was looking at PJ just because he's been so good to me over the years. But normally those PJ Spike games always happen when someone else is injured. They never seem to happen on his own. So
Yeah, it
maybe
needs
he
that
can deal
volume.
with that. But I don't know. I agree. Terry could be a good look. Maybe those threes get up there. When he has a spike game, he has a spike game. That's his thing, right? It's either 20 or you're getting 50. There's never that much in the middle.
But that's the thing, though, is I can get 20 at plus money, right? I get 20 at plus 100.
Yeah.
I roll that up. I can get 30 at plus 900 right now on DK. And I know this man's shooting 20 plus.
I like that. See, now we're talking right here. 900 for 30 is not bad at all. Yeah, I'm in. I could that's worth $5 right there. It's because I'm not going to be watching that game anyway. So now I have a little reason to. Why not?
I'm playing it too. He's going in. I had to put his name in there.
That's crazy. But also, I guess I can't even argue. I mean, my team's just been kind of sad, so not much leg to stand on over here, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's the real scary Terry, baby. Because, hey, Terry McLaurin getting like what 4 targets a game. You know that when Terry Rozier goes out there, he ain't getting only 2 to 10% usage. That man's running out there getting when LaMelo goes and sits. He's getting like 50% usage out there when there's no LaMelo ball. So, and guess what? You got Mark Williams out there to clean everything up. You don't have to worry. Before you had to worry because you had Nick Richards hanging out there with the Plumlee brother who ain't rebounding on the offensive end. At least Mark Williams will make you look good if you airball a 3 and he just gets the rebound and dunks it in.
Yeah. No, our guy Brick Field said it perfectly in the chat. Look at those guards. Who are they stopping? Like, you're going to have to score that many points just because you're going to allow that many points. Like, look at that. Like, you and me could put up a couple points in that defensive backcourt, not even because, they're awful. They probably wouldn't even care. These are not only two of the worst defenders, they're disengaged defenders, right? They're not even active. So I like that spot right there. Should be plenty of offense for both guards on both teams.
Yeah, I just really, what I really like, though, is they're giving me plus money at 20. They're giving me plus 105 at 20. Like, getting a full plus money ladder, even at his original number, is not something you see on Terry Rozier in a almost 240 total, right? I mean, that's wild to me, man.
Well, and the question mark is Miller. Just to end it off right here, we've talked about all the other rookies except Miller. We kind of just said it a minute ago. No one's talking about this guy. I know I've been on Scoot. Other people are. Wemby's probably the most bet on player of the whole slate today. No one's talking about the number 3 pick right there as well. Do you think that maybe has some value?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He wasn't great in the preseason either, which didn't help, obviously. It was kind of a slow start. I think got a little bit better as it went on. But
they don't even have props up for the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see any props up either. But
hey, Vital, when you refer to him, make sure you put the real in front of him.
I don't know about that.
Terry, the real scary Terry. This man's scary, bro. Let him cook. You got to make sure you put the real in front of him at all times now. Until Scary Terry gives me a 100-yard football game, bro, he ain't the real, Because Terry Rozier might drop a 40-piece this year because LaMelo, is going to be sitting out,
I looked at Brandon Miller to see if he is injured, and we were just wrong, and he's not. Like, I don't know what's going on.
That's what I mean. I was looking too. I'm like,
I got scared. I was like, oh, we're going to look stupid up here, damn it. And then I looked at it. There's no props for him. The only tweet I saw, the top one, was that he's shooting 8% from 3 in the preseason. So maybe it's not a good buy low for Brandon Miller. Maybe there's no props, so maybe we just ignore that.
Fuck, dude. I'm going to have like a round robin, just massive ladder on the slate today. Shit. It's going to be it's going to be fun today. So, Stu, you got anything for the people here before we head out?
I mean, it's that time of year, guys. A lot of plays coming out. Sometimes might have to pivot to NBA like today when there's not many options. We'll just keep you updated. Make sure you're following on Twitter. Both of our ats are right under our faces. Should not be too hard to find for you right there. I'm excited. A lot of good stuff coming. Obviously, a good slate. I've got a couple plays that I have circled right now. I'm just waiting for those lines to drop. So busy time of year. You're going to want to follow, have those notifications, subscribe over here on YouTube. NBA, NFL, we're doing our best to give you guys good analysis, good angles. We give you the information, and hopefully you guys do something good with that. We're doing our best up here. Profitable in the NFL so far this season. Hopefully another profitable NBA season is in the books right now.
Yeah, we will be keeping tabs. I'll be trying my best to keep tabs. I know this is the time where it was kind of tough for me to keep up with records, or not. That we'll make sure we keep up with all of our NFL and NBA records, because I know we're going to be alternating back and forth. Our NFL so far, 5.35 units there. Again, guys, I know we're seeing a lot of new guys in here. This is our third year doing this. It's not like we're just jumping on here and throwing shit at you. Like, we've been doing this for a while. Third NFL season. Third NBA season starting up here, so should be fun. And hopefully we can hit some of these long shots. We hit a few of them last year. We went on a little run there last year. Might as well make some money on them, right? So take advantage before the NBA is sharp for sure. We got Brick. Appreciate you, my friend. We always appreciate all you guys, especially the guys we see in here every single week. 40 of you guys still in here live. Can you review the plays? Yeah, I can run through them real quick. Because I want to get you guys out of here. Sabonis, 12.5 rebounds. We have Simmons, over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists. Scoop, 13.5 points. Vassell, 2.5 threes at plus money spots. Then we got some real degeneracy going down here. We got a Sir Thompson. We got – this isn't digging that deep, though. This is like a normal day at the office for Ben Simmons. Plus 450. And then the real scary Terry, 30 points at plus 900. We even had a Washington fan in here call him the real scary Terry. That's when you know, Stu. I think it's just time to give up on it, right?
Yeah, we might need to talk, Vital. I don't know what's going on there, buddy, but we might need to regroup on that. I don't like that we're not on the same side of this one. But yeah, good stuff today. Good show. A lot of good props. If you want to see all the long shot talk, fast forward a couple seconds back. Went through a lot of stuff. Should be fun. I'm excited.
Love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know we made it a little bit impromptu here at the end, switching to NBA, but we'll try our best to do this. Drop in the comments if you like doing NBA on Wednesday and us sticking to Monday, Friday at the moment for NFL. If you guys could, that'd be really appreciative, because we would like to know what you guys want, because we're going to obviously be here doing it for you guys. So thank you guys. Hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you let us know if you like the Wednesday NBA spots. So have a good one, guys. We'll see you Friday for some NFL.